Come on in, welcome to my home. Well, this day's taken some wild twists and turns. Today we are doing my garden tour for the month, and lucky for me, yesterday I went out and took some preliminary pictures just so I could see where I wanted to get some good angles, because last night a big storm went through. And beat the heck out of my garden. Like, it just beat the heck out of it. So right now the flowers don't look their best. Don't look their best at all. And guess what? We've got more storms coming up today. So that being said, luckily I can use yesterday's footage and show you how things look. But yeah, that was unexpected. And if you're asking how bad the storm was, I can honestly tell you I have no idea because I sleep like a baby. Slept through it. Mom said it was really bad. She said over in her condo she could hear the wind and rain and everything. I went back and checked the cameras and I was like, yeah, looks bad. But I have no idea how bad it was. We are in a tornado watch and a severe thunderstorm watch right now until 6 p.m. So that's where we are. But let's get to the flowers and the tour and the garden and show you how things are going, not just outside, but inside, because things are going fairly well. And part of this is due to the fact, and I talked about this in my favorite things my favorite things video, where I talked about the Lazy Susan and how I've been using the Lazy Susan to actually be able to trim the indoor plants. Just move it over to the Lazy Susan and trim them all up and make them look really good from all angles in the easiest way. Best thing ever. I can honestly say that Lazy Susan has been wonderful. I've been able to keep my plants trimmed and they're doing pretty well. I think the plants in here are doing better than the plants in the studio, in the office. But I mean, there really isn't much change to those plants. It's the outdoor plants that have had the change. Because as you remember from the last tour, deer had attacked Mom's plants. Maybe I didn't mention that. Yes, if I haven't, deer attacked Mom's plants. And they just loved the petunias. They even ate her roses, the rose buds. They ate them. So I'd heard the rumor or story or wives' tale, depending upon how you look at it, that if you use Irish Spring soap and put that around your plants, like the bars of it, you will keep deer away. So I thought I would try that. And guess what? For me, it worked. I don't know, I mean, I can't say scientifically, yes, this scientifically worked to keep the deer away, but we have not had deer munching on her plants since I did that, and just yesterday I put out new pieces of soap because I have 4 spots where the deer are attacking Mom's plants. So I cut the soap into 4 pieces and put it out there. I did not take up the 4 other pieces that I already had out there. I just left those, put the new pieces in, and the deer haven't been at the soap, I haven't been at the plants at all. In fact, I have recordings that I have seen deer like in the yard, but they've been ignoring her plants, so that's a big win in my book. So let's start in her flower bed. She does have the Shasta daisies still have not bloomed, have not done anything. I think I might have overplanted them. I don't know. The forget-me-nots, still not my favorite. They're not doing all that well, but I mean, they were attacked by the deer, so everything is just sort of coming back. The petunia, the one petunia is just gone, like devastatedly gone. I need to find another plant to put in there. However, my brain also says, hey, you know what? In a few weeks, everything's going to die, so my cheap part of me is saying, no, don't bother with it. Yet my aesthetic part of me is saying, oh my gosh, that looks horrible. Put something in there. So we will see which part wins out. The other petunias are coming back, which is I'm really grateful for. So those look good. The petunias on her table, which the one on the top was where the campfire petunia was, and it completely just died. The one that's there now, I didn't plant. I think that's from last year. And it came back. The one underneath her table was from the seed. That's a win. The one in the containers by the ones in the containers by the door, those look really good. There for a while I thought they had chlorosis, so I have been treating them. They look pretty good. They need to be trimmed up some, but I really haven't had the heart to do it. I have a hard time trimming my plants. I really, really do. I don't know why. I'm one of these people who, I like to let things, just plant them, let them grow to their full size, and just like leave them alone. Okay, going further from there, all the other petunias are coming back really well. The ones in the containers, the white ones seem to be doing the best. The red, the purple are doing okay. The echinacea, or the coneflower, this is the biggest that has gotten at all, like ever. Like, this looks really good. It is getting attacked by, I think, or at least it was getting attacked by Japanese beetles. They seem to be under control now. Then the rose that is out there by the end of the condo, it's coming back because, of course, the deer aren't chewing on it. And then the white petunia out there looks like it's doing well. Once you get over to my place, the pepper, I mean, I've gotten peppers on it. I've gotten lots of cherry tomatoes. I did do some actual pruning. Yes, this year I did some actual pruning on things because I found that the cherry tomato seems to be doing really well. I just pruned to get it out of the, like, get some of the branches out of the way to, you know, open it up, that sort of thing. The plum tomato, yeah, I think they're plum, it got bottom rot where I'm overwatering, and I need to figure out a way to not overwater that. And I think next year, because all it has on it is a drip ring, so it's being overwatered, I do believe. But this is also the first year that I did not use tomato tome because I just didn't buy any because I didn't think about it until, like, I don't know, say last week when I was just like, oh yeah, normally I use the tomato tone. So that might have made a difference, and like I said, now as late as it is, I don't think I'm going to buy any, but I will for next year. The lemongrass is doing amazing, amazing. Oddly enough, the rosemary, which I thought for certain was a goner, like I thought this rosemary was toasted, it would never come back, looks really good. I'm like super, super surprised by this, so I don't know what I'm going to do about it this winter because I don't have a place to overwinter it. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. The aloe out there on the porch it's been through a lot. It's been through a lot, but it's doing quite well. So that made me happy. Inside, like I said, the plants inside are doing really well. All I've been doing is just trimming them, keeping them watered using the irrigation system that I've had. You've seen me talk about that in other videos. They're doing really well. We're getting enough light, but we're also getting ready to go into the darker seasons, which means I'm going to be doing supplementary light. I do have lights in the office for that. Out here, they're right by windows, so we'll stick with those. But the biggest thing has been the being able to trim the plants and being able to make sure that they're all staying watered and that sort of thing. So I think that's the biggest lesson that I've learned right now is, yes, I need to make sure that I keep my plants trimmed. It's still hard. Why is this hard for me? I don't know. It's not like I'm hurting the plant by trimming it. I'm actually helping the plant by trimming it and getting rid of all the dead all the slightly sick or dead that's sapping the life out of it. But I have a hard time with this. And it looks pretty good, but like I said, in fact, I can see the clouds are getting darker out there. But it looks pretty good. The plants are doing well, and this probably is the last where they're going to look this good, because now we're getting into the really shorter days, the cooler evenings, which will be nice because it's been really, really hot, really hot. So we will see how this goes. I'd love to hear how your garden is doing. Have you had any problems, anything? Next year, I will say oh yeah, I know what I forgot to talk about. I have been using the composter, the composter that I did the whole video on. Click that card. That has been really good, just putting like the scraps, food scraps, the flour trimmings, those sort of things into it, heating it up, turns it into compost. I dump it on top of the soil so that at the end of the year I can turn that up and everything. The one thing that I will do for next year is I am going to run the drip tubes through the bottom of the planters instead of up the side, so that way it's all coming up through the bottom and it's less exposed from the way it is. But we'll get into that for next year, because I am going to redo the drip tube using 1/2-inch supply line, and then the 1/4 inch will be for the plants. That comes next year. But let me know how your plants are doing. I'd like to hear how your whole season's been doing, because I'm really, really happy with what I've got so far and what's going on inside and outside. I'd like to take this time to thank these wonderful people who let me go on about plants and how wonderful I think that they are. If you'd like to become a part of the Patreon family, click that card. It will take you over to Patreon. That's what really helps keep this channel going and gets it so that I can do bigger and better projects, because I have some ideas for bigger and better projects. They just take time and money, which is one of the things that Patreon really helps me get to be able to do. So if you'd like to support this channel, click that. If not, there are other ways to support this channel. Just by liking and sharing this video, this helps show the YouTube algorithm that this is a video that you liked and other people should see it. That really does help. And I'd like to thank you again, and I hope I get to see you again the next time you stop by.